This is the Last Chance Writers Club, and I'm Beth, a writer of adult gothic mystery and horror novels pursuing traditional publishing. Whoever you are, however long you've been writing, no matter how many rejection letters you have clogging your inbox or papering your walls, you always have one last chance to try again. At the start of 2024, after years of rejection, I gave myself one last chance to write a publishable novel. A year later, I had a novel I truly loved and a literary agent who loved it just as much. These are the questions I asked myself that changed everything for me. What if you wrote to your strengths? You've been writing for a while. You've collected feedback from critique partners, from teachers, and if you're lucky, from literary agents. I bet you can recite some of it right off the top of your head. Maybe you struggle with fight scenes. Maybe you never start in the right place. Maybe someone has told you you need to work on your dialogue tags or your overuse of adverbs. You're very well aware of what you're not good at. But what about what you are? I wrote 5 novels before writing Mariner, and as a diligent and conscientious writer, each time I started a new one, I would set myself a goal of something I wanted to work on. I didn't hook the reader early enough in one novel, so I wrote the absolute hookiest beginning I could think of in the next. Another novel was described by a reader as too sad, so the next book I wrote was as joyful as I was capable of writing. It wasn't that I didn't care about the positive feedback, it's that I didn't even see it. It's human nature to focus on the negative. It's a self-protective instinct. We look for the thing that might hurt us, hoping if we find it first, we might be able to dull the sting. But by focusing so hard on our weaknesses, we forget to look for the real gold. We forget to focus on our strengths. A strengths-based approach is a work theory that states we do better when we focus on leveraging our strengths rather than mitigating our weaknesses. I'll say that in a different way. Your greatest potential can be realized by building on your strengths rather than trying to fix your weak spots. Here's how this worked for me. Knowing that I struggled to see the good in feedback, I started actively looking for it, and I started writing it down. I collected it, I hoarded it, I stuck it on my mirror and on my walls. I wanted to know what I was good at because I believed if I could write a story absolutely full of those things, I would be meeting my highest potential as a writer. What I consistently heard from my critique partners, from agents, from my husband, or from my friends was I am incredible at building atmosphere, at using description and setting to build a palpable mood. So when I hit rock bottom and decided to give myself one last chance to write a publishable novel, I made a Venn diagram. On one side, here are the things that I love. On the other, here are the things that I'm great at. I love mystery novels. I am great at atmosphere. My overlap, my sweet spot, is gothic mystery novels. Now there is a third element, but I'll cover that in another episode. Now, I'm not at all suggesting that you don't work on your craft. You're a serious writer writing for publication. You're already working on your craft. What I'm suggesting is, rather than putting all your effort into fixing things, how about you find out what you do really well and do it even better? Maybe you'll never completely get rid of the adverbs. Maybe those action scenes will always feel like a drag to you. But what if you could be among the best in the world at writing atmosphere or romantic tension or building suspense? This is where your greatest potential lies. The sooner you find out what your writerly strengths are, the sooner you can start working on them, and the sooner you can become the best writer you can be. So here's your exercise for this episode. Look through that folder in your inbox where you keep all your rejections. I'm sorry, I know. It gives me a sick feeling to think about too. I want you to look through all your rejections and I want you to look for the good. Look through your critique partners' emails and look for the gold. Talk to the people you trust enough to read your work and ask them what you're phenomenal at. It's there, I promise. You can be among the best in the world at writing something. You just need to find out what that one thing is. I have a Venn diagram you can fill out in the worksheet for this episode, which I'll post a link for below. If you're enjoying these episodes, well, you know how YouTube works. Liking is wonderful, subscribing is even better. This is the Last Chance Writers Club. In next week's episode, we're going to be filling out that third element I spoke about earlier, what readers are looking for. In the meantime, remember, it's only your last chance if you decide it is. It's never too late to try again.